What is the function of commercial banks or modern banks? In the modern world, banks perform such a variety of functions that is not possible to make an all-inclusive list of their function and service. However, some basic functions performed by the bank are given below. A. Accepting deposits. The first important function of a bank is to accept deposit from those who can save but cannot profitably utilize these savings themselves. People consider it more rational to deposit their savings in a bank because by doing so they, on one hand, earn interest and on the other, avoid the danger of theft. To attract saving from all sorts of individuals, the banks maintain different types of accounts. 1. Fixed deposit account. 2. Current deposit account. 3. Saving deposit account. 4. Recurring deposit account. 5. Home save account. What is fixed deposit account? Money in these accounts is deposited for a fixed period of time, say 1, 2, or 5 years, and cannot be withdrawn before the expiry of that period. The rate of interest on these accounts is higher than that on other types of deposits. The longer the period, the higher will be the rate of interest. Fixed deposits are also called time deposit or time liabilities. What is current deposit account? These accounts are generally maintained by the trader and businessmen who have to make a number of payments every day. Money from these accounts can be withdrawn in as many times and in as much amount as desired by the depositor. Normally, no interest is paid on these accounts. Rather, the depositor have to pay certain incidental charges to the bank before service rendered by it. Current deposit are also called demand deposit or demand liabilities. What is savings deposit? The aim of these accounts is to encourage and mobilize small savings of the public. Certain restrictions are imposed on the depositors regarding the number of withdrawals and the amount to be drawn in a given period. Check facility is provided to the depositors. Rate of interest paid on these deposits is low as compared to that on fixed deposits. Recurring deposit. What is recurring deposit? The purpose of these accounts is to encourage regular savings by the public, particularly by the fixed income group. Generally, money in these accounts is deposited in monthly installments for a fixed period and is repaid to the depositors along with interest on maturity. The rate of interest on these deposits is nearly the same as on fixed deposits. What is home saved account? Home safe account is another scheme aiming at promoting saving habits among the people. Under this scheme, a safe is supplied to the depositors to keep it at home and to put his small savings in it. Periodically, the safe is taken to the bank where the amount of safe is credited to his account. Next function is advancing of loans. The second important function of a bank is advancing of loans to the public. After keeping certain cash reserve, the banks lend their deposits to the needy borrowers. Before advancing loan, the banks safety themselves about the credits worthiness of the borrowers. Various types of loans granted by the banks are discussed below. Number 1, money at call, cash credit, overdraft, discounting of bill of exchange, term loan. What is money at call? Such loans are very short period loans that can be called back by the bank at a very short notice of say 1 day to 14 days. These loans are generally made to other banks or financial institutions. What is cash credit? It is a type of loan which is given to the borrowers against his current asset, such as shares, stocks, bonds, etc. Such loans are not based on personal security. The bank opens the account in the name of the borrowers and allow him to withdraw borrowed money from time to time up to a certain limit as determined by the value of his current assets. Interest is charged only on the amount actually withdrawn from the account. What is OD? Sometimes the banks provide overdraft facility to the customers through which they are allowed to withdraw more than their deposit. Interest is charged from the customers on the overdrawn amount. What is discount of bill of exchange? This is another popular type of lending by the modern banks. Through this method, a holder of a bill of exchange can get it discounted by the bank. In a bill of exchange, the debtor accepts the bill drawn upon him by the creditor, the holder of the bill, and agrees to pay the amount mentioned on maturity. After making some marginal reduction in the form of omission, the bank pays the value of the bill to the holder. When the bill of exchange matures, the bank gets its payment from the party which had accepted the bill. Thus, such a loan is self-liquidating. What is term loan? The banks have also started advancing medium-term and long-term loans. The maturity period of such loan is more than 1 year. The amount sanctioned is either paid or credited to the account to the borrowers. The interest is charged on the entire amount of the loan, and the loan is repaid either on maturity or in installments. Third function is credit creation. A unique function of the bank is to create credit. In fact, credit creation is the natural outcome of the process of the advancing loan as adopted by the banks. When a bank advances a loan to the customer, it does not lend cash but opens an account the borrower's name and credit the amount to the loan to the account. This account. Thus, whenever a bank grants a loan, it creates an equal amount of bank deposit. Creation of such deposit is called credit creation, which results in a net increase in the money stock of the economy. Banks have the ability to create credit many times more than their deposit, and this ability to multiple credit creation depends upon the cash reserve ratio of the bank. Next, a function promoting check system. Bank also render a very useful medium of exchange in the form of checks. Through a check, the depositor direct the banker to make payment to the pay. Check is the most developed credit instrument in the money market in the modern business transaction. Checks have become such more convenient method of setting debts the use of cash. Agency function. Bank also perform creation agency function for and on behalf of their customers. Number one, remittance of funds. Bank help their customer in transferring funds from one place to another through checks, drafts, etc. Number two, execution of standing order. Banks execute the standing instruction of the customer for making various periodic payments. They pay subscriptions, rents, insurance premium, etc. on behalf of their customers. Number three, purchasing and sales of securities. Bank undertake purchase and sales of various securities like shares, stocks, bonds, debentures, etc. on behalf of their customers. Bank neither give any advice to their customers regarding this investment nor levy any charge on them for their service, but simply perform the function of a broker. Number four, collection of dividend on share. Bank collect dividend, interest on shares and debentures of their customers. Number five, collection and payment of credit instruments. Bank collect and pay various credit instruments like checks, bill of exchange. Number six, income tax consultancy. Bank may also employ income tax report to prepare income tax return for the customers and to help them to get refund of income tax. Number seven, acting as a trustee and executor. Bank preserve the wills of their customers and execute them after their death. Number eight, acting as representative and correspondent. Some of the banks act as representative and correspondents of their customers. They get passports, traveler checks, traveler ticket, book vehicles, plot of their customers and receive letter on their behalf. F. Generally utility functions. In addition to agency service, the modern banks provide many general utility services such as locker facility, traveler's check, letter of credit, collection of statistics, underwriting securities, gift of checks, acting as referee, foreign exchange business, safeguarding money and valuables, transferring money, merchant banking, ATM, credit cards. Modern banks function mainly two types: microfinance and microfunction and macrofunction. Microfunctions are receiving deposit, allowing interest or profit, extension of credit, investment receiving interest or profit, creation of credit deposit, creation medium of exchange, giving checks, formation of capital, issuing notes, circulation of money, act as a trust, exchanging negotiable instrument. Macro function of the bank. Investment of capital, role in the economic development, transmission of money, safe custody of money, consultancy, employment, controlling money market, credit control, agricultural development, industrial development, to set up relation, regional development, formation of money market, help in the import and export, act as a treasurer of the government, and discounting of wheel of exchange.